Live and Local. It's Midday Diva AP. Hey, I told you I was going to have a special guest in the studio today. And you know what? You've been hearing the song, and now you get to put I guess you get to put the voice with the song. So introduce yourself, because, you know, you're from a lot of different places. You've been moving all around. Tell everybody what's your name.
I'm Third Eye JD. I appreciate y'all for having me this evening in Columbus, Georgia.
No, we're happy to have you. Now, I asked you off mic, but I want to ask you again. Where does that name come from? What does that mean, Third Eye?
Third Eye JD, more because of the simple fact that I'm in tune, if you get it, you know, for the music, in tune, spiritual aspect. But Third Eye JD, just the all-seeing eye, you know, being in tune with the music more than anything.
Okay. How did you get your start in music?
I got my start in music growing up in the church, and also my father was a musician and a singer as well. He played the bass guitar, so I've just grown up in a family doing music. Okay.
So what made you make the leap from gospel to R&B?
Mainly because, you know, when you're a little bit younger, it's like, you know, you kind of forced to go to church and stuff, and I just it was more so just the music itself. I just love all types of music. I don't just you know, fit myself to just one genre. But at the same time, R&B was just a little bit, you know, that soulful, and I just grew up just watching just different artists. I just love the music in itself.
I think gospel gives you the foundation too, to go anywhere, because, you know, I've met rappers that started out in gospel music, you know, they started out in the church. It gives you like a solid foundation where you can go anywhere. Now, when did you decide that this is what you're going to push for, this is your goal that you're going to go after?
For so many years, I was featuring on a lot of other people's albums and just different stuff, kind of playing the hook master, as you would say.
Gotcha.
I've always had that love, you know, for music itself, and I just said I'm gonna start investing in myself. You know, I'm signed to my own label, so just doing it independently. You know, shout out to Henderson Entertainment, these things done. And just knowing how the music business is, it can be kind of tricky and just have different things and elements to it. So I said, hey, why not be your own boss and just put your own music out, you know, put your own money into it, and you'll reap the benefits.
Exactly. You know, but instead of working for somebody else and they reap the benefits of your hard work, you know, you get paid one time, but then they're continuing to get paid off of what you did. Right.
And I know they got different deals structured where maybe you can go in a partnership with the label and things like that, which is fine, but I'm not the one to want to give everything that I have put my hard work and effort into just to give it away, you know, to somebody else.
Now, so what's your process? Do you also write your own music? What's your process, and how do you start with that?
I'm a singer and songwriter, of course, but at first when I first started writing, I started writing poems when I was in elementary school. And then it kind of just gradually started turning them into songs, and I say about 5 or 6 years ago, I just started working with other writers as well. Me coming up with two heads, as they say, is better than one, so I just linked up with a couple of other writers, and we would write music together. So that's how the process really came about.
So what's your process in the studio? Once you get in the studio, do you have to feel it, or do you go in and you start writing, you're all prepared, or do you just have to be in the mood for a certain song?
For most music, I like to have that vibe in the studio. Everything really is based off of the vibe that I'm feeling. You know, I had to be into it, of course, you know, to feel the song, but it's like I like the element of being in the studio and creating while I'm there. Versus I know some people write outside. Sometimes I might do a little of that, but I like being in the studio and just creating it just strictly off of the vibe that I'm feeling. Or the experience.
Because the vibes don't lie. You know, I had a friend that used to say that. You know, the aura in the moment, the vibes don't lie.
For sure.
And so also, after you get in the studio, putting everything together. After you finish your product, what's the first thing that you do? Do you want to go out and start performing? Do you want to put it out, distribute it? What's that process? And I'm asking because so many people want to be in the music business, but they don't understand that it is a business. It's not just the artistry.
So what I usually do, I try to get everything done, you know, at that time. But I might go back and listen to a few songs, have a couple other people, you know, get a little bit of constructive criticism, see how they feel about it. Not saying totally I'm gonna go off of what they feel, but I mean the people, you know, you gotta go with what the people feel as well. But I just take my time and kind of curate it, and then I just, you know, put it out there, you know, find the time, because it costs money, you know.
Yes.
Everything costs.
Time is money.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
right. So I Need It. Tell me about that song.
So the song I Need It is truly based off, if you listen to the lyrics, I need it right now. It's kind of like when you in that zone and you feeling like you need it and you want to get that pleasure. You know, that's how, you know, the song came about, just fulfilling pleasure at the end of the day. And when you need it right now, you know. You might say, hey, I want it, but you need it right at that moment. So
Gotcha.
That's the reason for I need it.
Gotcha.
It's a feeling.
You got any advice for people just starting or have aspirations to get in the business?
One thing I would say is just never give up. You know, when you bet on yourself, you can't lose. You know, it's going to be times when it's hard. People might say things that try to knock you down. I mean, you're going to have obstacles that come up in life where, you know, you might not be feeling the best version of yourself, but you got to just keep going, keep pushing, you know. As long as you believe in yourself, I mean, how can you fail?
Right.
Just be in competition with yourself.
Yeah, and you can't take no for an answer, too.
That's right.
Right. So, question. When you're first starting out, do you hire a manager? Do you hire an agent?
I didn't hire anybody at the time, just starting out, because I mean, there's so many logistics to it, you know. Like they say, it's 90% business, 10%
art. Right.
But if you got the heart to go with it, you know, it's gonna make it even better. But I wouldn't get to that level of trying to hire people until, you know, you got a plan in action.
Right, and got some money behind you, because you know you got to have some juice behind you also.
Right.
All right. So, last question. How do we get in contact with you? How do we follow you? How do we know what's coming up next with you?
You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Third Eye JD. That's THIRD_EYE_JD, or just type in Third THIRD space EYE space JD.
Okay, and that's on all platforms?
Yes, it is.
All right. And last thing, I just said last thing. Here we go. Introduce your song.
This is Third Eye JD on 98.3 The Beat, introducing to the world, I Need It.
I Need It. It's the Midday Diva. Keep it locked to the beat. Gotcha. I'll edit this just a little bit too.